Hello friends, this video on electromagnetic induction part 11 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos till part 10 before going ahead with part 11. Let us go ahead and see one more problem. It says that if the loop in the previous problem is stationary. So now we say that the loop doesn't move at all, but the current feeding the electromagnet that produces the magnetic field is gradually reduced so that the field decreases from its initial value of 0.3 Tesla at the rate of 0.2 Tesla per second. So in this case, what is happening? The loop is not at all moving. Therefore, there is no change in area of the loop. But the magnetic field's value is itself changing. So since the field is changing, therefore there is a change in flux. There is a change in flux. That means an EMF will be induced. So it is saying that if the cut is joined and the loop has a resistance of 1.6 ohms. So here also you see, earlier it was an open loop like this, right? So I am telling now that an EMF will be induced between these 2 points. So it says that what do? We join this cut, we join this part, and the loop has a resistance of this much. How much power is dissipated by the loop as heat? So if it is a closed loop, then power dissipation will take place, right? So first of all, let us calculate the value of induced EMF. How much EMF will be induced? So here what is happening? Field is changing, field changes, therefore flux changes, therefore EMF induced, right? So this part is clear. So what is the induced EMF? Induced EMF from Faraday-Lenz law is minus rate of change of magnetic flux. Now what is flux? Flux is B into A. So in this case, area is remaining the same, but B is changing. So this will be dB into A, that is change in magnetic field into area divided by dt. So this becomes equal to minus A dB by dt. That is the rate of change of magnetic field. Now what is dB by dt? dB by dt is given as 0.02 Tesla per second, right? It says at the rate of 0.02 Tesla per second. So this is given as 0.02 Tesla per second. And what is area? Area of this loop is nothing but length into breadth. Length of the loop was 8 centimeters and breadth was 2 centimeters. So this will be 16 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter square. This was in centimeter, right? So this induced EMF will be equal to 16 into 10 to the power minus 4 into 0.02. So this comes out to be 0.32 into 10 to the power minus 4 volts. So this is the induced EMF between those 2 points. Right? Now the loop is connected together and the resistance of the loop is given as 1.6 ohm. So what would be the induced current in the loop? The induced current will be equal to induced EMF divided by resistance, that is equal to 0.32 into 10 to the power minus 4 divided by 1.6. So this is equal to 0.2 into 10 to the power minus 4 amperes. So this is the current that will flow through the loop. We have to calculate the power which is dissipated as heat. So power is equal to I square R. So that will be equal to 0.2 into 10 to the power minus 4 whole square into R, that is 1.6. So this comes out to be 6.4 into 10 to the power minus 10 watt. So this much power is dissipated by the loop as heat, right? So I hope this is clear. I hope the approach to this problem is clear. So what is the source of this power? Now if you think of it, this power got dissipated because of the current which was induced. And why was the current induced? Because of the induced EMF. Why was the EMF induced? Because of the change in flux. And why was the change in flux? It was because the field was changing, the magnetic field was changing. And who was changing this magnetic field? If you look at the problem, it says that the current feeding the electromagnet that produces the magnetic field is gradually reduced. That means there was some external source which was changing the magnetic field. So that external source is basically the source of power which we got here, right? Let us look at the next problem. It says that a wheel with 26 metallic spokes, each 0.5 meters long, is rotated with a speed of 120 revolutions per minute in a plane normal to the horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field. So we have a wheel which has 26 spokes. What are spokes? Spokes are nothing but this one. These are known as spokes. So these are the spokes. These straight lines are the spokes. This is known as the axle of the wheel and this is the rim. So this is the rim, this is the axle and these are the spokes, right? So it says that it has 26 metallic spokes and the length of each spoke is 0.5 meters. Now they all are revolving with a speed of 120 revolutions per minute. That means the frequency of revolution is given as 120 revolutions per minute, or we can say that is 120 revolutions by 60 seconds. So we can call it as 2 revolutions per second. And the magnetic field, that is HE, is the Earth's magnetic field. So magnetic field is given as 0.4 Gauss. That is 0.4 into 10 to the power minus 4 Tesla. So we have to calculate the value of induced EMF. So this is exactly the same scenario which we discussed in problem 2, where I told that there was a rod which was connected to a circular ring and the rod was rotated. So here also the same thing is happening. Only the difference is that in that case the area was gradually increasing and then it was decreasing. But in this case what is happening, as this first spoke, let us call this 1, 2, 3 and so on. So now the first spoke gets displaced, the second spoke also gets displaced. So let us suppose if I consider a point, this green point and this point. So let us suppose if I assume that I have to calculate the induced EMF between these 2 points. So what will happen? After some time, let me call it as 5, let me call it as 6. So this 5 will get displaced and it will go somewhere here. The 6 will come somewhere here. So what is the area that is covered? The area covered will be this much area, right? So this will be the area covered. Then after some time the 6 will come here, this will be 6 and 5 will go here, right? So what will be the area covered in this case? The area covered will be 0. Again after some time 6 will go here, 7 will come, so again the area covered will be this much. So that means in this case your area is changing, there is no doubt. But how the area is changing? Once the area is 0, once the area is dA, again the area is 0, again area is dA. So let us assume that this area dA which we are talking about, let us suppose this corresponds to some small angle d theta. So what will be, our aim is again here to calculate the small change in area, that is dA. So here area changes, for your reference you can say that it changes between 0 and some small area dA, right? So this change in area causes change in flux and this causes induced EMF, right? So for 2 pi angle corresponds to the total area of this circle, that is pi r square. Therefore, a small angle d theta will correspond to pi r square divided by 2 pi into d theta. So this pi and pi will get cancelled. This is equal to r square by 2 d theta. What is r? That is radius of the circle, that is the same as length of each spoke. So that is equal to L square by 2 d theta. Right? Now let me calculate. So see, if you look at it, you are able to understand, right? So each of them will keep moving. Therefore, effectively, the area between any 2 points, if I consider these 2 points, the area will sometimes be 0, sometimes be dA. So here you can see how they will be moving, right? So now let us calculate it here, as I am running short of space. So you have calculated the small change in area dA. So what will be phi? Phi will be nothing but B into dA. Therefore, the induced EMF, which is equal to d phi by dt, will be equal to B into dA by dt. Right? Now what is dA? You can put this value. So you will get dl square by 2 d theta by dt, that is equal to BL square omega by 2. Now what is omega? Omega is the angular frequency. Now we know that angular frequency is related to frequency by 2 pi nu, and frequency, linear frequency, is given as 2 revolutions per second. So this we can write it as BL square into 2 pi nu divided by 2. So 2 will get cancelled. Now we can put the values. B is equal to 0.4 into 10 to the power minus 4. What will be L? L square, that is 0.5 whole square, into pi, that is 3.14, into nu, that is 2. So this value comes out to be 6.28 into 10 to the power minus 5 volts. So this will be the induced EMF. Now you must be thinking that while calculating this value for magnetic flux, why I didn't multiply it with 26, because there are 26 spokes. That's because if you look at the change in area, that is d theta, the small change in area will remain the same irrespective of the number of spokes. Even though there are so many spokes, but still this change in the angular frequency or the change in area will still remain the same for each of them. So I don't need to multiply it 26 times. When will I multiply 26 times? If because of the presence of 26 spokes, the change in area is increasing 26 times. But it is not like that, right? So even for one spoke or for 26 spokes, the change in area remains the same. So that is why we say that the EMF induced between any spoke, across any spoke, will be the same. That is between center and any point on this circle, it will be the same. Right? Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.